Alrighty guys, I don't hide nothing from you. I do not recommend porting these tight nickel cylinders. The plating is just too hard, even with diamond bits. It blows plating off. I was trying to fix the port work, and I'm glad I started with the intake, because it you know, barely even touched it. It blew it off, and then I ended up switching to sandpaper and straightening the intake out with sandpaper. I sanded where the plating blew off the best I could. I did not get the exhaust as wide as I want, or moved as much as I wanted, because I got it cleaned up looking pretty decent, and I'm like done with it. I didn't chip it. I did not touch the uppers, even though I wanted to. It's the stuff, you just touch it and it blows. I didn't, like, you can see a piece here that's chipped off on the bottom. There's a piece here, and that's from grinding on this side of it, let alone this side. So I did not drop the cylinder wall like I did on the other one. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I did clean these up and open them up a little bit more. I did cut the chamber, so that's what I'm gonna do. I believe the exhaust is on 100, intake's on 75, and I think we're at 24 squish. I did have to go in and round the dome on this a little bit to get it to match in here. I can grab my solder. Maybe. That's the big solder. What to do with my little solder? I sat it down somewhere, but I used my little solder and put across there, and was able to measure the squish here, the squish between it's about 15 thousandths at its tightest spot in the dome. I don't know what I was going to show you what the pattern looked like, but I've lost the solder somewhere. This garage eats stuff. I don't see it. Typically, either set it right back up here or hang it back up, but oh well. You guys get the gist of it. So I'm going to be working on putting this back together. If all you're doing is bolting on parts and going and not doing no port work, these are fine. But this is the second one I've encountered that's extremely chippy. So that's that. I think I'm gonna button this thing, start buttoning it up, and I might get the top end glued on, let it sit overnight, and then come back out tomorrow when Dad's sleeping and putter on it some more. But right there it is, right out in front of plain sight. You can see that's my normal squish right there, which is 24, and then at the tightest spot in here from that little crest on the piston. Because this lays in there like that, so that's at the tightest spot. Which, if carbon builds up in there, it'll push from one side or the other. It'll push it out of the way. I'm not too terribly worried about it, but hopefully I can make it a fairly good runner. I was not able. I'm not risking it right now. It's usable. If I go in there and try to move the transfers and blow the plating off, then the cylinder is 100% garbage. And then, you know, right now I've got it where it should run pretty decent, better than it did, and have better compression than it did, and be usable. So that's what I'm rolling with. But all right, I'll cut it off here. You guys have a good one. Take it easy.